Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and oh my god! What a few days it has been! Right, for those of you who are only interested in gaming content, I would turn the video off right now. This is, every now and then I will do something political, and this is something political. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you're only into gaming, then I would indeed turn the video off. So yes, what am I going to be talking about today? The fucking travel ban that is plaguing the fucking news here. Oh my god. The funny thing is, I just can't get over how irritating it is. I mean, here we go. I mean, this was me yesterday doing something rather lazy. But I believe this is from the US Constitution, suspension of entry or imposition of restriction by president. Whenever the president finds that the entry of any aliens of any class of aliens into the United States would be detrimental to the interests of the United States, he may, by proclamation and for such periods as he deem necessary, suspend the entry of all aliens or any class of aliens as immigrants or non-immigrants, or impose on the entry of aliens any restriction he may deem to be appropriate. Whenever the Attorney General finds that a commercial airline has failed to comply with regulations of the Attorney General relating to the requirements of airlines for detection of fraudulent documents used by passengers travelling to the United States, including the training of personnel in such detection, the Attorney General may suspend some or all of the aliens transported to the United States by such airline. Okay, so unless I'm missing something, the temporary travel ban, I do have to state that, the temporary travel ban that the entire bloody American liberal scene, well, I can't say the entire because that's very broad, but the bloody libtards seem to be losing their shit over. And the worst thing is, it's fucking happening here as well. Oh my god, it's really annoying. Okay, so this is a really nice article by The Telegraph, actually. Donald Trump's travel ban is not Nazism, it's what many Muslim countries have done to Israel. Angela Epstein, you are fucking so right there. You go on, girl. You rock it. And, oh god, let's go down here then. Let's play this article, this video. It is the most obnoxious thing in the world seeing these protesters.
They gathered in their thousands tonight to argue one ban calls for another. Angry that President Trump has blocked millions from travelling to America, while an invitation still stands for him to come here.
Okay, so what the hell do these people think they're doing? Sure, you can protest, but why the fuck do they think their protests are going to have any effect? At all. Why do they think they can tell another country how to act? This... It's amazing, these people will say they're against imperialism, but is this not imperialism? Is this not political imperialism, trying to tell other nations what to do? Other sovereign nations, other democratic sovereign nations what to do?
Right, Mr. Trump, Mrs. May.
Today the answer from the Prime Minister has been no. And this afternoon her Foreign Secretary was called to explain the position.
I have made my views absolutely clear. I've said that it's divisive, I've said that it's wrong, and I've said that it stigmatises people on grounds of their national...
Right, personally, I don't... It's a very interesting thing. I found myself more, well, slowly move towards the centre in terms of, like, the political landscape. But honestly, I can see the reasons for something like this. And the thing is, this wasn't something drawn up under the Trump administration. The Trump administration is the one who had implemented it. But this list of nations was compiled under the Obama administration. But yet people just seem to absolutely adore attacking Trump. It's as if he's like the new fucking Hitler, and these people are like, oh my god, if there was a Hitler today, we need to stop him, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, wake the fuck up. But anyway, no, I don't... It's one of those things, I don't really agree with it on principle. I can see where he's coming from, I just think it's really hard to implement something like this. It's just one of those things where it's just going to be ultimately ineffective, but I think he's well aware of that. I think this is just a symbolic thing more than anything. It's part of a assertive American foreign policy. It's like basically showing that the new administration will not play ball, will not support terrorist groups, will not, well, just in general, not play fucking ball, mate.
What I will not do is disengage from conversations with our American friends and partners.
Exactly. So here we go. I mean, people are signing this bloody petition. What the hell is this? 1.7 million signatures. Almost 1.8. Do these people seriously think we should disengage with our greatest ally? I mean, the closest ally. We have a special relationship with the United States. We have so much shared history, common culture, common language, practically common values, so our values do differ in different ways. Which is obviously, that's just life. That is what we accept when we make our alliances and friendships. But do these people seriously think, I mean, look at this, right. Donald Trump should be allowed to enter the UK in his capacity as head of the US government because he is the fucking United States of America's president. He is the most powerful man in the world, and you would tell him no. How much of a fuck you is that to the American people who voted for him? That is colossal. Can you even imagine if Theresa May, I know not many people would give a damn, especially those on the Labour side, would give a damn if she was snubbed by the Americans. But that is a colossal insult. That is something you do not do to an ally, to a friend. Ah, dear. But he should not be invited to make an official state visit because it would cause embarrassment to Her Majesty the Queen. Like, I give a fuck. Why do we give a fuck? I'm not a Republican, but I'm not a monarchist either. I just don't give a damn about them. I think they're great for the tourist industry, and it's great for traditions, but honestly, what bearing does that have? Embarrassment. Oh, my heart bleeds. The fact is here, he is the most powerful man in the free world. He is the United States' president. He is that nation, practically. He has to make an official state visit. Because why the hell would he have relations with us otherwise? Donald Trump, the man who's already said Britain is not at the back of the queue with trade deals. Britain is at the front of the queue with trade deals. And he's more than willing to make deals with us. The fact of just the support that he's had for Brexit, how he supported it, it's just incredible. And then you had people like the President of the United States, or the former President of the United States, Barack Obama, telling us in the UK how to vote, how we should stay in the EU. And it's like, excuse me, fuck off, mate, it's not your country. I just can't get over just how stupid this is. Donald Trump's well-documented misogyny and vulgarity disqualifies him. So when we have, I don't know, like Saudi princes or etc., no, that doesn't matter then. It's only now that it seems to matter. Okay. For being received by Her Majesty the Queen or the Prince of Wales. Therefore, during the terms of his presidency, Donald Trump should not be invited to the United Kingdom for his official state visit. Right then, so basically what he said is we take him down to the fucking local pub or something like that. As soon as we just came into like Manchester Airport, we just take him down to like the local Wetherspoons pub or something like that. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that's not going to be treated as a massive, colossal snub to the American people. Right then. So, let's carry on.
In such a way as to do material damage to the interests of UK citizens.
When it comes to human rights, when it comes to women's rights, when it comes to torture and the treatment of minorities, President Trump is already descending down a very dangerous slope.
Okay, is that not a slippery slope argument? Oh, if he does this, he might do this, and if he does that, he might do this. What the hell? This is a temporary travel ban. And, right, okay, here we go. It tells us up here somewhere. I was just reading it. Right, so why the splenetic indignation of Trump's executive order to hold the refugee program for 120 days? Indefinitely ban Syrian refugees and suspend all entry by nationals from 7 Muslim-majority countries for 90 days. Right, so this is not an anti-Muslim ban. This is just a national ban. It's basically blocking these nations' citizens from traveling. I don't think people understand the fact that it is not a individually targeted ban. It's not against one group of people or one type of people. It's a diplomatic effort. It's a form of pressure. It's a form of it's a form of just diplomacy. That's what it is. But the fact is here, do people have a right to go to any nation in the world they want? Do they have that right? I do not believe they do, unless you're a citizen of that nation. It's like, oh my god, I mean, look at the situation in Europe. Mother Merkel opening the gates of Europe, inviting all of the Middle East, practically, into Germany. And what have they had? What is the issue now? What is the number, sorry? Number of migrants to Germany. Let's see if this comes up with anything. Right, so okay, some 2.14 million people moved to Germany in 2014. A 46% increase from 2014. Okay, so I don't even know what the actual true numbers are. I don't think many people have a clue, in all honesty. Right. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. They just threw open the gates. Oh, God, I detest Merkel. But this is it. This is it. This was the, I say the German choice, but fucking hell, I feel bad for the Germans. But yet, there's Germans who keep voting for Angela Merkel, and she's looking to have decent popularity in the elections coming up. So if she wins again, then my god, I do not know what to say for the Germans. There seems to be a suicidal mentality with the Germans. I understand the guilt, but we must forgive the Germans, and they must forgive themselves in order to move on. Otherwise, it's like a suicidal... What the fuck is this shit? That's just really put me off now. Okay. So, yeah. They do not have the right. Sure, we should take refugees. Actual refugees, not economical migrants. Just, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, then, getting back to the video.
And when that happens, we need a Prime Minister who's prepared to tell him to stop, not one who...
Do you think that's going to be you, Jeremy Corbyn? Do you really think that's going to be you?
...simply proffers her hand and silently helps him along.
And while they were speaking, 500 people a minute were signing a petition.
So what do they want us to do? Do they want us to tell him, oh no, you naughty boy? Theresa May disagrees with it. Not Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, the foreign minister, disagrees with it. We disagree with it. It's not something that we find to be a good idea. We just do not approve of it. But what do they want us to do? Just slap him on the wrist and tell him, naughty, naughty boy. And then what? What if he tells us to fuck off? Then what? How is that going to help our relations?
Calling for President Trump's state visit to be cancelled. The issue is President Trump's ban on anyone from 7 Muslim-majority countries.
Fascist tyrant. Okay. So right. Okay.
Entering America. The British Foreign Secretary phoned the White House to confirm Britain.
Okay, bikini ban is racist. I'm sorry, is that anything to do with Donald Trump? Is that anything to fucking do with Donald Trump? If I remember correctly, that was the French. And if we remember correctly, how many terror attacks have the French have in the last year? I mean, it was wrong. I don't agree with it. I think it's one of those things where it's just needless. But then again, I don't believe in religiosity anyway. I just don't think that we should have it in public. I think it's one of those things of, sure, you can be religious privately. It's one of those things of religious freedom versus freedom and equality. Dear.
With dual citizenship can travel, though there will be extra checks if they're coming directly from a blacklisted nation.
Okay, appeasement doesn't work with tyrants. Oh, Jesus Christ! Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I always love the fact that people talk about Neville Chamberlain like this, with appeasement. There is, I mean, regarding Austria, there was a case for, just uniting. There was a case. It was was it a specifically Austrian case originally, an Austrian argument or something, for the German people to be as one nation. But this is it's ridiculous. I just can't believe that people just think he's Hitler already. I mean, they thought it was Hitler before he even became the president, so I don't know what I'm talking about here. But Muslim ban, no, it's not a Muslim ban. It doesn't ban every Muslim nation in the world, does it?
Everyone shares the views of those protesting in London, however.
He was elected on this ticket. Do these demonstrators believe in democracy? And if we ban a man from coming to our country who clearly wants to work with us in NATO, wants to do a trade deal with us, is it for us to determine American domestic policy? I don't think so.
Spot on.
So far, neither does the Prime Minister. Happy to take Donald Trump's hand, even...
Yes, because it's a symbolic gesture. It's saying that we're holding hands, we are together, that we are going to work together. It's a symbolic gesture. And then people are like, oh my god, she held his hand. It's like, oh my god, get the fuck over yourself.
Angry, he won't extend it to millions of others.
Right, there we go. So that was that video. Now let's move on to somebody I find to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. Owen Jones. This, he's just so fucking deranged. It's incredible. Right then, right, so let's see here. Theresa May thinks she pulled off a coup with her White House visit. We must make it clear to her that the UK cannot be used as a prop by a proto-fascist. Was it a quote by Winston Churchill that the fascists of the future will not call themselves fascists? Let's try and find that then. Winston Churchill, fascists of the future. Right, there we go. The fascists of the future will be the anti-fascists. How true is that today? How bloody true is that when we have the Antifa? How incredible is this? What does that look like to you? Do they look like anti-fascists to you, or do they look like the fascists themselves? That's what I find incredible. I mean, we had this on the inauguration day. Bloody Antifa protests, well, just anarchists. Absolutely ridiculous. Right then, so there we go. Another day, another reminder that Donald Trump is a menace to the American constitutional order. He was democratically elected. He's sacking of the acting attorney general. Yes, because she went against his fucking orders. She was refusing to implement a executive order. Sure, you can have protests against that, but you cannot go against the order. Then again, I do not know really much about how the American political system works, so I will not comment on it further, but I'll just say I agree with what Trump did there. Right then. Okay, overtones of Richard Nixon. Okay, let's just call the ghosts of the past. Said Trump's presidency will make Nixon look like a paragon of integrity. Okay. So can you see the future there, Owen? Can you see the future? Trump's already infamous executive order. It's not fucking Order 66. Let's be bloody truthful here. Just crazy. Explicit pledge to ban Muslims. Yes, he did say that. But why did he say that? And did he say all Muslims, or did he mean those from nations like this? So let's think about this one. But even so, what religion has the most cases of terrorist incidents? Like, do you see like radical Jews? I mean, you know what I mean? Do you see like radical Buddhists? Like, Jesus Christ. Radical Hindus. But then again, we'll not talk about India because there is quite a lot of violence there. Right, so you know what I mean. Right, okay. Though there will be those in Britain who say this is none of our business. Trump is for the Americans to deal with his whopping loss in the popular voter side, not like it matters. He triumphed in the US election. Americans are not exactly known for appreciating foreigners sticking their nose into their internal affairs, least of all Brits, given that small match of the War of Independence. I would class it as civil wars. I mean, there wasn't really an American identity at the time. It was more like, I'd just class it as a civil war, a English civil war pretty much. And the fact that British troops burned down the White House in 1814. Yeah, badass. Though wasn't it Canadians as well? I don't know. Of course, America... I think it was also who actually did that. Of course, Americans must lead the movement against their president. We've already seen an unprecedented number of Americans protesting the Women's March and spontaneous demonstrations against the executive order. So what? This is heartening, and the very least we can do is express our solidarity. It's so incredible how much they sound like communists and Marxists, isn't it? Solidarity, internationalism, globalism. But we must mobilise too, because of Theresa May's determination to exit the single market. Right, so coming back to Brexit. Our Prime Minister is making a strategic decision with to ally with Trump's administration. I'm sorry, were we not already allied with the Americans? She waltzed off to the White House, yes, to greet the new head of state. Almost as soon as he moved in, yes, to greet the new head of state. Played a sycophant, no. Held hands with him, yes. Political statement. Praised him for offering his country's renewal, yes. Then refused to promise speak out against his executive order, even when her own citizens could be targeted. What do they want her to do? Do they want her to say, look, Trump, I'm sacking you, mate. I'm sacking you. So, yeah, there we go. We're going to make Great Britain great again. So, right. It's just the most ridiculous thing. I'm sure she has disagreed with it. She has gone on and said she disagrees with it. But there's a little bit more on the table here. There's more important things to be talking about now than a temporary travel ban. Stress on the fact temporary. How demeaning of our country to be reduced to a patsy for a racist demigod. Go fuck yourself. This is what we have a responsibility to challenge. Our government's attempt to turn Britain into Trump stooge. I highly doubt that. I mean, why would we want to be subject to the Americans? We were subject to the to the EU, but we voted against that. At least some of us did. Or the majority of us did, so thank God for that. So I'm pretty sure that we are seeing our sovereignty reasserted, so I don't think we'd just give it up so easily. And last night, astonishingly attended impromptu protests in dozens of towns and cities across the UK, which is the beginning. Alright, then let's see. A stand-up to Trump coalition is now being formed. Watch this space. Thousands turned out to be protests with barely 36 hours. Barely 36 hours notice. Wow. Barely a day and a half's notice. Wow, that's so incredible. Right. Honestly, these people can demonstrate. I do not care. Honestly, do not care. It's just meaningless at the end of the day. They're not going to achieve anything by doing this. It just makes them look stupid. Ah, God damn it. So, that is my rant about the, from the UK point of view here. To summarize, I don't really agree with the ban. I just think it's not going to do anything. I just think it's ineffective. Not really going to comment on the US side of things because honestly I do not know the US political sphere that much. I don't know if the government's workings are as they are. It's one of those things. And I don't think it's my place really to talk about it. Unless I know more about it. Unless I can actually give an informed opinion. But I can bitch and moan about the UK side. So this has been this steaming pile of crap. And, yeah, do let me know what you think down below, guys. Just, God. And if I've gotten anything wrong, then do let me know. I will, of course, correct it. And, as ever, make your own minds up on this. Look for the facts, look for the information. Try to find different sources. I know it's really bloody hard to find a source that's reliable. Trust me, I know. But try and use your own thoughts there. So, yes, until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.